Come in. Okay, so let's talk about the Padres first.
Yeah,
So like it's been so weird this off season because I'm not like really expecting that much moves. Obviously, um, I do want some bullpen arms though, but I doubt we can get any right now. Like as it's going.
yeah. Well, because we've been very active in last off season and the off season before that. Um, I think we're not going to be as active. I think we'll obviously try to add a rotation arm just to solidify the back end of it, and then I I'd like hopefully add a starting bat in the outfield. I'm not. I think that's a little less likely. But I think definitely a depth starter, and then I think we'll still add one or two bullpen pieces.
Right. Yeah, I agree on that for sure. I hope we get like someone like John Gray. Like, I actually know like as you know I've been on like on a trip, so I have no clue what's gonna be happening with the Padres talk lately. But I heard about John Gray. Is a possibility, and we were looking at him in the trade deadline. About to see like if we were gonna get him or not. Um,
Yeah, the Rockies were hesitant about
yeah.
giving him up because his stats are actually better at Coors Field, and
Hmm.
that sort of can be a red flag if you're trying to look at a signing because you don't know if obviously he's not going to be playing at Coors the majority of the time and how that's going to affect him. Maybe he was just good there, or it's a little uncertainty versus a guy like Stroman, who you'd obviously pay more for, but I think you're more sure of what you're getting.
Right, right. I agree on that for sure. I mean, like as you know, John Gray is like, he's a beast against us. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I also saw him signing autographs too when I went to a game this summer. Anyway, yeah, for the Padres fans. So bullpen arms. I mean, actually thinking about getting like someone like type of like Joe Kelly or something like that. I mean, I would love to have him in our pen. Like he throws heat,
he,
has a nice sinker.
yeah, he's really good. I'm not sure he'd be our top choice. I think a guy like Jake
Hmm.
Diekman from the
Oh yeah.
Athletics.
Hmm.
He was with Melvin in Oakland. Very, very strong. Didn't really get a closer role, unfortunately, because of Hendricks there for so many years. But he could easily take on a closer role, and he's a very good pitcher and more underrated than most people think. Another guy that was also with the A's and Cubs, Andrew Chafin,
Right.
is a
Hmm.
very
Oh
good
yeah.
pitcher. Um, he can also give you one, maybe even more than one inning. So
Hmm. That's so true. Yeah, I'm telling you, he's been insane. Andrew Chafin is so underrated. When the A's picked him up, I'm like, oh, that's a great move. What a move by the A's.
well,
Um,
yeah. I mean, you look at the A's.
yeah,
They've always been in the mix, and a lot of it's been they've always had a strong bullpen.
that is true.
So if we could take a few pieces from there, bring them over, we just need bullpens very very big if you
Right,
want to be a huge contender down the stretch.
right. Yeah, that is so true. Balake, everyone. Thanks for joining here and like wasting like 15 minutes of your time.
Yeah,
So I was actually thinking of the Padres. I mean, everyone's probably thinking this too. Like, we could have got Kendall Graveman, and Kendall Graveman's a dominant closer. I mean, he's jacked up. Like, and he's only 31 years old. We could have used someone like him, in our bullpen, but signed with the White Sox. So there goes him.
yeah. I don't know. Um, he wanted too much money, and how much did he make? Well, the White Sox add another bullpen piece,
Ah, yeah, and the White Sox
so
always stack
they
up.
guaranteed around 24 million on the contract for
Yeah.
a 3-year deal. So I don't think we
Mhm.
wanted to pay that much. You see what we did last year with Melanson,
Oh
going
yeah.
cheap on a guy you're
Hmm.
taking a risk on, but it obviously paid off. Think we may try and go that way. There's also Jansen is on the market, but he is going to cost. I mean, you look at the contract he had; he was getting over 20 million a year with the Dodgers, and I just don't think we have that money.
True. Yeah. Um. Also, like like you can talk about Kendrick Green all you want, but someone that I like really like look at a lot, like last year especially, Colin McHugh, he had in such a good year. He is 35, but I think he's gonna sign for like a 2 year, $10 million deal or something like that, or just something cheaper. Pretty underrated per Norm in my opinion. What are your
I
thoughts on him?
mean, well, you see what costs have been going up to get players. I mean, salaries
Right.
annually and total are going up. I don't know if you can get a quality piece for under 10 million at this
Mm-hmm.
point, unless you want to go with a 1 year deal. Um, and do you want to move over to the offense though?
Yeah, I have actually noticed a bunch actually. Like these costs, man. Like they've been going up a bunch. It's like for some players, like what Steven Matz got paid what $44 million.
Yeah.
Steven Matz. I mean, he's not good, but he's not bad. He's solid.
Yeah,
Um,
see, he had a good season last year, but I think you're overpaying for him.
yeah, he got, in my opinion, like way overpaid. The Cardinals actually got a pretty decent signing there, though. I mean, they do need some starting pitching, and that was a good move. So obviously over here now. What were you gonna say?
No, yeah,
Oh, okay.
good
Yeah.
offense. No.
So obviously now we're looking at the Padres outfield. Like it's a situation right now where it's in a bunch of pieces because you have no clue. I do not want Castellanos. Like I'm not paying for that much, and he's like what 33
Yeah,
or something.
no,
Yeah, I'm
we don't
not.
want any of that. I look at a guy like, okay, I'll give you a few names here:
Mhm.
Jock Peterson, Kyle Schwarber, and Avisail Garcia. Two of
Yeah.
which are lefties and can hit over that short right field porch.
Mhm.
Another one has, I think, a lot in him. He's better than people think, Garcia. And I think adding him for around 10 million a year would be very good.
Right. I agree on that. Uh, Also like I'm Kyle Schwarber. I think he signed already with the Red Sox again or something. Pretty sure he already accepted that player option. So I don't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's. Wait, is he still a free agent? No mind, he's a free agent still. Oh, my bad. I didn't notice that. I thought I heard something about him being a free agent. Sorry, but I think Schwarber is actually gonna go back to the Red Sox. In my opinion, I do think we could get like you said, Avisal Garcia. That'd be like a really nice deal to have. He does strike out a bunch, and we already have a lot of strikeout hitters. But he's still a nice power bat to have in your lineup. Jock Peterson, I'm not really too high on Jock Peterson. I mean, I don't think he got that postseason experience. Um, hasn't amount insane amount of power. Like I'm not really high on him though. But Rafael Garcia, I'm down for. We could go get him.
Yeah, yeah.
So now, I want to talk about free agency. I mean, free agency has been a little bit slow. You know, like and MLB free agency, like we all know, is like slow. It's not like NBA, who everyone signs in the first day. It's not like NFL. NFL free agency kind of sucks, kind of boring. But like the MLB free
Yeah.
agency is, it's pretty fun to like look at.
But the pitching market's moving pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, the pitching market, I agree, is like moving along pretty
Urias
fast.
and I mean, those guys are all signed away right now. We
Right.
just saw Graveman go. I think we could see quickly more moves happening before the
Mhm.
MLB lockout.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad about that lockout or something. I don't know why that's happening, but right.
Yeah, well, they need to come to an agreement on
Oh yeah,
a collective bargaining agreement. The
mhm.
MLB needs to agree on before they can proceed. And yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, in the rotation, I have a little bias here, but adding a guy like Greinke would be amazing. I know he
Mhm.
doesn't give you what he used to
Oh
give, but
yeah.
I like his pitching style. I think we brought in a new pitching coach, hitting coach, manager. I think that could really help him to those guys, especially the new pitching coach, which people highly regard. I think that could help him get back to being an ace.
Good point. Good point. I mean, Like, yeah, that's fact right there. And you can also have that veteran presence in the clubhouse. Um,
Yeah,
we also certainly
that's
need
what's
that
up.
a bunch. Marcus Stroman, he's been getting a lot of interest, and I'm kind of mixed about him. I don't want to pay him what, like five years, $110 million. Of course, no, I don't want to pay him like
Plus,
that much.
it'll be 4 to 5 years for around a $20 million annual, which is big money. But I feel like at this point he's established, and after the season he had last year, he had around a 3 ERA, and he still had better projected numbers than he had, which shows that he could go up even more and become another ace when we already have 4 aces in our rotation. We just need.
Yeah.
I see what you mean there.
Yeah, he is 30 years old, and that is pretty. He's still kind of in his prime. As we know, like,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So I'm actually expecting to be at least, pretty good this year. Marcus Stroman, certainly one of the biggest names. If the Mets want to sign him, they're already losing Syndergaard and Stroman, so
Yeah.
Mets gotta do something here.
I don't think the Mets sign him back.
Yeah, same here. I think the Mets are gonna spend on others. Uh, yeah.
Can we talk about some of the Padres free agents? What we have that were on our team that are now free agents. For
Sure.
example, Tommy Pham. We don't have too many guys leaving. In fact, we probably have the least amount of value leaving in free agency, which credit Preller. He got guys to sign to, around 2023, or obviously with our left side of the infield longer than that. I I personally don't think they signed Tommy Pham. I think they could get it cheap at just get more certainty. I like where he's going though. I think he was injured all year, and I need to get back to being a very strong. He's not strong defensively, but run bases and getting on with the high average and on base percentage, which we saw for parts of the year. Personally, I like Adam Frazier at second. That's my preference.
Okay.
Ideal to keep Myers, move Hosmer to another team, which you can get later. But I think for first and Frazier at second, he says short Machado there makes most sense. There's also a very small catch market, so it looks like Nola and Campusano will be our catchers for the year. Just their team provide enough offensive power. But what do you want to say about that?
Right. Another thing to point out there. I mean, for me and Tom, I just want to. I'm kind of mixed about him. Like, I get signed a 1 year, $6 million deal. But I'm not likely high on that right now. I just want to get rid of him, kind of, in my opinion. Let him go out to another team, new environment. It scares me in the field. When I watch the games, I mean, bro, he scares me, like, really bad out there. Uh, you know, make some weird plays with, like, he catches it with his glove, and then, it's pretty weird.
Now he got new contacts over the off season. He has eye problems. And
Oh yeah, I heard
that
that.
affected him defensively. There were even some where he just completely dropped the ball, and that's just because that happening.
Yeah.
Games against the Dodgers, for example.
Yeah, you can have, I guess, especially against Giants. Like, also, not only that, but, like, think about it. I mean, you're a professional, like, MLB player, and you cannot drop that. You're one of the best athletes in the world. Uh, you know, you're not in the league anymore.
I mean, there's guys in the school that would catch that.
Yeah, exactly. So now we have, what was that other one you were talking about? What was the other? Yeah, Adam Frazier. I'm a huge fan of Adam Frazier myself. I like how he plays the game. He plays it in my, like, old school, Doesn't really strike out much.
Yeah, contact, run, very defensive, very
Oh.
second. I just like him at
Yeah.
second as opposed to outfield. I just don't think he's big enough to play the outfield. I don't know. Just seems weird to have him outfield. But I would, and then we have him until after next year, so he's not a free agent yet. But I mean, I I liked him trade deadline not only the last season but to get him for this season. I mean, you saw the deal the Dodgers made for Scherzer in terms of
Oh,
the
yeah.
win now move,
Mhm.
and all Scherzer's on another power.